Have you ever heard strange noises coming from beneath your floorboards, creaks, whisper, and cries that seem to echo in the silence? What if there was something hiding down there? Something far more terrifying than you could ever imagine. Brace yourself for a true story that will make you question what's lurking just out of sight. I thought I had found the perfect house. I should have known better. I've never believed in ghosts, at least I didn't until we moved into the house on Maple Street. It was everything we wanted, big, quiet, and at first, perfectly normal. I remember walking through the door with my wife Lisa and our 2 kids and thinking, this is it. This is home. But that was before the creaks started. Not the normal creaks of a house settling, mind you. These were different. They came at night, when everything should have been still, low, rhythmic, like someone was walking just beneath the floorboards. I brushed it off at first, telling myself it was just the house settling. Old house do that, right? But then there were the cries. It wasn't a normal sound either. At first it was a faint whimper, like a child calling for their mom in the distance. But as the nights passed, it got worse, louder, more desperate. It wasn't coming from outside either. It was inside the house. I'd lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, trying to tell myself it was just my imagination. But each time it happened, my heart would race. Lisa heard it too, but she was more freaked out than I was. One night, after yet another sleepless evening, filled with the sound of crying and creaking, Lisa finally snapped. "We have to go down there," she said, her voice trembling. "Down where?" I asked, though I already knew. "The basement. The noises. They're coming from there." The basement. We hadn't even unpacked all the boxes yet, and I had no desire to go into the dark, musty room below the house, but I wasn't about to let Lisa face it alone. So, we went. The stairs creaked as we descended, the air growing colder with each step. At the bottom, the crying was deafening, close enough to make my skin crawl. I grabbed the flashlight and shone it into the dark corners of the room. The noise stopped abruptly. The silence was worse than the cries. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw it. A floorboard, out of place, raised slightly on one side. I bent down to inspect it, my hand hovering above the wood. Something was wrong about it. My breath caught as I lifted the board. There, in the darkness beneath the floor, was a hole. A long, narrow hole that went deeper than the length of my arm. And the cries, they were louder now, clearer. It was as if someone, or something, was trapped down there, begging to be freed. Before I could react, a cold, clammy hand shot out of the hole, grabbing my wrist with a grip that felt like death itself. I screamed, but the hand pulled me toward the darkness beneath the floor. I twisted and fought, desperate to break free. Lisa was screaming now too, her voice high and panicked. I felt my body being dragged toward the hole, the AIR growing colder and colder, the cries almost deafening. Just as I was about to be pulled in, I wrenched free, falling backward onto the cold floor. The hand was gone. The cries stopped. We didn't stay another minute. We ran up the stairs, slamming the basement door shut behind us. But the worst part, the thing that keeps me awake at night. When we left the house, Lisa found something in the hallway. A small, dusty floorboard, pried up just a little. And from the darkness beneath, we heard it again. "Help me." But it wasn't just the voice of a child. It was my voice.